Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of my Immigrant Diary. My name is Wale.
My name is Precious.
Today we are talking about the one and only Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
said it almost like Daniela because Americans don't say his real Nigerian name is Adetokunbo.
Adetokumbo. That's right.
But if you're not familiar with the history, when he and his family was moving from Greece, there was no direct letters that he could use from the Greek alphabet, so they had to use something that is similar to what their name is. So that's why we have right now Antetokounmpo. I think that's I can't say it correctly in the way that they have
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, but Giannis is two-time defensive MVP. I think he's like 8-time All-Star now or 9-time All-Star. And
Yeah.
of course, he's the current NBA champion. He's Nigerian and we are Nigerian, so we have to talk about it.
Yep.
So for me, I've been inspired by Giannis for a very long time just because of
Yep.
his story. And now we get to talk a little bit about him. But Precious, when did you first hear about Giannis and how can you relate to him?
So Giannis came to life for me when he played the finals. I didn't really know him that much. I heard his name a few years before that because I'm a diehard Lakers fan, you get. But I always support my brothers. So I was not paying attention to Giannis, but I was beginning to hear his name. I was beginning to hear, okay, they were doing well, Bucks were coming up. But I was paying attention to that Lakers fan, that LeBron fan. But as I started hearing about Giannis and his story and his brothers, the media presence begin to take over around Giannis, around the story, around just having his brothers, just his family, orientation, just the inspiration of who Giannis is and everything about him. Man, I couldn't but just start paying attention to him. And so I was surprised when he won the NBA final. He's an amazing basketballer. He's an amazing guy. He's an inspiration to people across the world. And a lot of Nigerians, a lot of Africans support him, man.
Yeah, and we got to see him play live in Dallas, Texas. Guys, if you haven't seen that video, please check it out. We will leave a link somewhere. It was a wonderful, wonderful experience.
Yeah. Wale, I just want to mention that Giannis is imposing in game. Like the way I used to watch him impose himself, just watching it live and seeing the way he really imposes himself on the game, man. I was like, man, this guy is impressive. You know the crazy thing, when we were watching that game, we didn't know when he got to 40 points.
Exactly.
He made 40 points.
Exactly.
I see 40 points, So that was a wonderful experience. For us, it was a wonderful experience, man. A once in a lifetime, first time.
Yeah. So today I'm going to share the video. We are going to be looking at Giannis' trip in Nigeria. It's an emotional one and it's an inspirational one, but there are definitely lessons for us to be able to learn and also something to celebrate. stop there for now. Like it's amazing him being able to take that trip down there. For you, Precious, you have not done that yet. But for me, I had the privilege to visit Nigeria in the last few years, because I grew up pretty much in Nigeria. And it's a different feeling that you get. It's strange that you kind of feel like you're coming home, and everything, but it's always a
Mm,
different, especially even if you grew up in Nigeria and you're missing home, it's always a different feeling. Like it's always
yeah.
something that you look forward to be able to experience. For me, I always appreciate, whenever I come, whether I'm meeting with you or, my other friends or my family, it's always a wonderful experience going back. But I think the one thing that I can definitely complain about, once I always get off the plane, the heat that hits me, that heat, it's always hard to take. Usually, I'm traveling from a place that is much colder.
Mm,
I'm into Nigeria that is much warmer, so it's always very difficult for me to deal with. But Precious,
yeah.
I understand that you haven't had that experience, but I know that you and your family, you moved to the States and you have your kids. You like your kids to be able to have this kind of experience.
Oh yes, yes, especially my daughter. My son was born in Nigeria, but my daughter was born in the US. So the funniest thing, well, it is crazy, but my son says he's Nigerian American, but my daughter says she's American Nigerian.
And you're correct.
So, you know what? I don't get involved in that conversation because whatever, it's Nigeria, America, America, Nigeria, whatever. My daughter is eager. She's 4 years old right now. She's like, Dad, I can't
Yeah.
wait. I want to visit Nigeria. I mean, she's excited about going to Nigeria. But guess what? My son left Nigeria when he was 4 years old. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm not going back to Nigeria. What? He's like, I'm like, why don't we go back to Nigeria? I said, no, I mean, let Mofa go to Nigeria. I said, no, I mean, we're just going to go visit. Like, no. I was like,
I've had enough.
my daughter is always like, when are we going to Nigeria? When are we going to Nigeria, Daddy? My son is always, just looks at her like, you go to. I don't know why, but
Yeah, I can guess it's because he just moved. Like he has
yeah, it's
lived in
pretty
Nigeria all
fresh,
his whole life. So yeah.
absolutely. He's enjoying the life out here much more than the experience he had in his first couple of years growing up in Nigeria. I mean,
Yeah.
he didn't have it bad, but I think just having his family together, for a
Exactly,
child,
that
that's
helps
very
a lot.
important,
Yeah.
So you cannot take that away. And you cannot take away the impact of a child just having his parents. Just imagine what could have happened for Giannis. Giannis had his
Exactly.
father and mother together. They were all
Yeah.
together growing up in Greece. So the impact the both parents have in their lives and in his life cannot be overemphasized, you get. And so I can't wait to have my kids, travel back to Nigeria and just have that experience, and just blossom in that awareness of where they are from, you get.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for sharing with us, my brother. So we're gonna see the next few scenes in the video now. Yeah, so that's the welcome party, I would say.
Yep, it is what it is. That's the real local welcome party. I mean,
Yeah. So yeah, it was
culture, man. That's the culture.
as they were just going through the city and showing different scenes. It just took me back to when I was a kid. All the do and the karada. You go to the corner of the street somewhere and go and get. Basically, I'm talking about the street food here for those ones that don't.
You always talk about how you miss street food. That's something you
Baba?
always say you miss.
I'm telling you, I miss Nigerian street food so much. Just the ability to just walk out in the middle of the night and go aboki, go shop Indomie and egg. Imagine how
I
easy that is.
really love yeah, but you know, for the sake of time, we're gonna talk about a part 2 of this video about Giannis' experience in Nigeria, which is gonna be the next part. So thank you very much, you know, everyone. Thank you, Wale, for just taking out the time to talk about Giannis' visit to Nigeria. Please stay tuned as we'll talk about the part 2.
And don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.